What time is it where you live? For me, it's around 3:15 a.m. because I work at night. And I'm sitting here and I have a lot of time to myself to really think and just ponder and just talk. So that's why I tend to make these videos. But when the morning comes and the sun kind of breaks the sky line and the sky turns kind of a pinkish blue, it is always so almost demotivating to me. Now you might ask, well, sunrises are beautiful. Why would that be demotivating to you? And I think it's the fact that it starts a brand new day. And the previous day that I lived, I will never get back. I will never see that day again. See, time is limited. It goes in one straight line. There's not just so much time available to you. I mean, you've probably forgotten so many things that have happened to you over the course of your life that you just wish you could remember, or that might have been important to you at the time, but you've now since forgotten. And that's because time it's so fragile. It's not something that we can hold in the palm of our hand and say, yes, I have this. It's ever moving, ever changing. There'll never be a time where I'm going to be comfortable enough to say, yeah, I have time. Yeah, I have time to do nothing, to wait. I have time to, make a decision over the course of months. Because time is a luxury. When you spend 1 month of your life pondering a decision, you will never get that month back. There's 12 months in a year and you only really live to see 73. That's the average life expectancy. So you're removing every single month is less than 1,000th of your life. Gone. Never to get back. And it flies by. I think about, this is the summer before my sophomore year of college, right? And it's almost over. Summer's around 2 months long. And it flew by like that. Not even time to think. Not even time to make any big decisions. Why? Because I slacked. Other than working, I was a pretty big slacker this summer. And I look back and I'm just disappointed in how much more I could have done. And I think a lot of people feel that way, in which they're always thinking of what more could I have done in the limited time that I have. But every time that you have those thoughts, you also have to think about the time that you're wasting thinking about that rather than going out and doing something to further benefit you, something that you'll look back and be proud that you did. It's definitely a hard concept for me to grasp, time is, because it's the only thing in my life that I can say it's ever running away from me. It's something that you'll never be able to catch or slow down. And when I was a kid, I used to look up, when are they gonna finally discover immortality? Why? Because I looked at immortality as almost like a breath. But if you remove the aspect of time in order to, be able to take as many breaths as you want, it removes the entire purpose of life. I'm sure you've heard people say that time is what gives life meaning. The fact that it's so fragile, the fact that it's always fleeting, is what gives life meaning. And I think that's true. I think if you have just infinite life, if you have infinite time to make all these decisions, it's not going to be as meaningful because you're not going to be running towards time as fast as you would be if you were immortal. I'm really struggling now with the fact that I'm almost out of college. Well, not really, but kind of. And after I leave college, it's only going to feel faster. There's been studies that have been done, and as people age, they tend to get into kind of a habitual cycle of the things that they do every day. Nothing really changes. And it warps the time in their mind to make it go by a lot faster. So when I say that, I want you to think about two things. One, introduce something new in your life every single day in order to not let time escape you. Number two, enjoy your youth while it lasts, but focus on enjoying every moment of your life, even as you gain more responsibilities, even as it becomes harder, And that's something that I'm going to have to think about myself as I continue to age, because I haven't gotten to the point where it feels like it's just running and running and running. Right now it feels like a slow walk, but eventually it's going to start picking up into a jog. Eventually it's going to start picking up into a sprint. And by that point, I look back and 20 years down the line, I'm 39 years old, and what do I have? Potentially nothing, potentially everything. But it depends on what I do within these 20 years. Depends on how much time I take advantage of. Because if you don't take advantage of the limited time that you have, you are wasting it. And you'll never get it back. Never. I always wondered how people believed in reincarnation. And I always found it interesting that they thought that our energy could kind of transfer over. Until I started struggling with the concept of time. And now it's like, man, I just cannot believe that one day I will not exist. One day, the only thing that people will remember me are my actions, are my results. So if I don't produce results, nobody's going to remember me. I'm going to be forgotten to time. And that's not something that I would tend to care about, because I won't exist anymore. But I definitely want to leave a positive impact on the world while I'm here. And to do so, you really have to take advantage of the moment. The reason why it's important to leave a positive impact, why I believe it is because everyone's experiencing time in a limited fashion. So if you can do anything to help make somebody's limited experience positive, do it. That's why I always vie for people to be as kind as possible to each other, because everybody on this planet has an average of 73 years, and they're gone too. And they might look back and they might be 60 years old at the one thing that you said. And it'll make them smile. It'll make them laugh. They might look back and you might be the one person in their life that they could say that they trusted, that they could say that they relied on. And that to me is more meaningful than anything else. Being able to leave a positive impact on somebody else's limited time on this earth. Because it makes their life feel more worth it to them. Just as I want my life to feel worth it to me. That's why I make these videos. I get, 50 views on a video. I get one comment, and that comment says to me, it says, "Thank you so much. I needed this." And you know what? I go to sleep that night with a smile on my face, because it is almost like emotional even, because it's like my whole life I've been searching for my purpose. What am I good at? What am I good at doing? And while I don't think that I'm necessarily the best at speaking, I wanted to put myself out here because I wanted people to follow me as my thoughts develop, as my thoughts change. And I want people to be able to experience what it's like to just think, what it's like to just continuously have thoughts running through my brain and out of my mouth, to the point where they can also think along with me, where they can decide if my words have any meaning onto their life or not. And if they do have meaning, I hope I make a positive change. That's what I want. I just hope that, one person can see my video and decide, I really want to do something different. I want to do something right. I want to do something kind. I want to do something for myself. I want to do something for somebody else. Just anything. And that matters to me. I'm very happy with where I'm at now in my life. I still have so much room for improvement. But that's what this channel's for, is to follow me along my timeline in my life. To follow along with, how my philosophy changes over time. But hopefully to help you in your philosophical development. I'm not a great public speaker. But I hope to get there. Because I hope if I can just develop my skills a little more, maybe I can hit 2 people. Or maybe I can just hit 1 really effectively. Take care of your time. Take care of your life. This is Lifetime with Landon.